My mother once told me that our hearts don't align perfectly. She said that whenever we have a conversation, there is always some point where we don't click. As I've raised children myself, I've come to understand what she meant. Of course, parents love all of their children, but some children act in a way that's pleasing to their parents, while others do whatever they want, not caring about what their parents want. And I think God is the same. Of course, He loves all of His children, but there would be some of us who are especially pleasing to Him. And the prime example is David. God said that David was after His own heart. In other words, David was pleasing to God. What about David pleased God so much? If we see people who are doing well, we must imitate them. Likewise, I hope we can imitate David and become pleasing to God more and more. If we think about David, the first thing that comes to mind is that he was a man of praise and worship. If you look at Psalms, you can see that he lived a life filled with praise. He praised God with a harp, with the lyre, by writing and singing hymns and dancing before Him. In every situation, he offered God praise. Psalms repeatedly tells us that God comes down amidst our praise. When we praise God, His presence comes down among us. Then, when we praise God, we should open our mouth and raise our voice, clapping and dancing. As little children playfully dance and put on a show before their parents to look cute and please them, we too should disregard our age, status, and pride and put on a show before our Father. Second, in Psalms, we see David crying out to God as much as we see him singing praise to God. He cried out day and night. He cried out to God every day. How desperate would his prayers have been while he was surrounded by his enemies, while he tried to flee and hide. As we cry out to God in desperate situations of life and death, we come to encounter God. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. This is what God told Jeremiah. Seeking God with all our hearts, that is the key to crying out to God. And He promises us that He will meet us if we seek Him with all our hearts. It'd be wise for us to seek God before encountering some difficulty. Lastly, David was a man of thanksgiving. At one time, Jesus healed 10 lepers, but 9 left, while only 1 returned to give thanks. Likewise, we tend to be very ungrateful and forget God's grace. Even after desperately praying to God, when God actually grants our prayer request, we tend to think that that thing happened naturally or because we did something right. And we even forget how desperately we asked God in the first place. However, David thanked God after praying to Him. As a parent, hearing your children say thank you to you never gets old. It always warms your heart. God too is touched whenever we thank Him. Also, a special expression of thanksgiving is offerings. We need to express our gratitude with something that's precious to us. When we give God an offering of thanksgiving, God will be touched and amazed by the fact that we let go of something that's so precious to us for His sake. And the joy He feels will come to us as well. There is great joy in giving to God. May we all become pleasing to God. To be pleasing to God, we must praise more, pray more, and thank more. May our lives be filled with praise, prayer, and thanksgiving, and may we please our Father more and more.
Never has God failed to save us. Never has God failed to keep us. He's always shown us His mercy and grace kept us under His wings. How faithful is our God! How faithful is our God! He'll never ever leave us, be by our side. He always for our hand and never let go. Thanks for His promises, promise for you and me. Forever God will be faithful. He will keep us safe and sound under His wings. Never has God left our side. Never has God let us go. Even in moments where we felt alone, our God was always there. How faithful is our God!